Hello friends, welcome to our channel eBotany. Today we are going to learn about the photosynthesis. Now photosynthesis, this topic is a very important topic, and in this topic we are discussing about the what is photosynthesis, stages of photosynthesis, okay, and the photophosphorylation. Now the first thing is that the photosynthesis. Now look at this video. Okay, in that video we observe that the with the presence of the light, in the presence of the chlorophyll pigment, the uh, plant absorb the sunlight, solar energy, and this solar energy, with the help of the solar energy and the carbon dioxide and the water, this leaf produce a carbohydrate with the liberation of oxygen. Now, that means the photosynthesis, it is an anabolic endergonic carbon dioxide requiring process that uses light energy and water to produce a organic macromolecule. Okay, that means here it is an anabolic. That means anabolic means it is a the simple compounds the come together, gathered together. Okay, and the here these simple compounds gather together, and they store the energy. Okay, they store the energy uh, with the help of carbon dioxide, water. The solar energy get converted into the chemical energy. At that time, then they form a carbohydrate. That means they form a glucose, food material, with the liberation of oxygen. Now, the reaction of the photosynthesis is that the 6 CO2, now 6 carbon dioxide molecule plus 6 molecule of water get reacted, they get added, and in the presence of the light energy, they converted into the C6H12O6. That means this is the carbohydrate, glucose, okay, with the liberation of a 6 molecule of oxygen. Now this is the reactant and these are the product. Okay, now here the production of a carbohydrate and the liberation of or the formation of oxygen, these are the two product of photosynthesis. Now in the photosynthesis, the basically the photosynthesis is done with the help of a leaf. Okay, now here leaf is a green in color, but this green color, it is not due to the one pigment. It may be, that means the this leaf, the color of the leaf, it is due to the four different pigments, like as a chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, xanthophyll, and the carotene. Now here when the sunlight or the solar energy get bombarded on the leaf, at that time the different wavelength of the light get passed together. Okay, now here the blue and the red light get absorbed, while as the green light get transfer. Okay, now because of this because of this light get, that means green light, either it is a reflected or it is a transmitted. Okay, that's why the leaf become a green in color. The different wavelength of a light, like now look at this, this is the seven different color of the light. Okay, violet, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. In this graph we are easily observe that the two of these color, that means blue color and the red color, show the peak. Now here the highest peak is observed in the blue color. Now this is the highest peak. Now this peak indicates that there is the highest amount of the or the absorption of a chlorophyll. That is a blue light absorb a high amount of a light. Okay, so while as the red light, that means here the red light is also absorb the light. Okay, red sorry, the chlorophyll pigment absorb the red light at a highest amount. The wavelength, now here the wavelength of the blue light is the less, or the we call as a short wavelength, while as a red light is having a long wavelength. The different, now here the, now there these two absorbance, now these are the, this is the absorption of a chlorophyll pigment molecule of that of the leaf. Okay, at a different wavelength. Okay, no, different wavelength. So here the chlorophyll A, now here the blue color light is absorb the highest amount of that means the highest amount of absorption, while as the yellow and the green light is having a lesser amount. Now, how many pigments are involved in the photosynthesis? Now, the pigments, first thing, the pigment are a light absorbing color molecule, and these pigment absorb a different wavelength of a light. Okay, different wavelength of a light. Now, there are the four kind of the photosynthetic pigments. Now, the chlorophyll, the pigment, the first pigment is that the chlorophyll. Now, this chlorophyll absorb the blue and red light. That means the chlorophyll pigment absorb the blue and red light. So, in that the chlorophyll is divided into the two types. That is the chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. The chlorophyll A is the bluish green pigment, while as a chlorophyll B is the yellowish green pigment. Now, this is the chlorophyll, while as the some accessory pigment like as a carotenoids, like they absorb the purple light. Okay, the xanthophylls is the yellow pigment, carotene is the orange pigment, and the pyophytin is the gray pigment. Now, in that in this all photosynthetic pigment, the chlorophyll A is the major pigment. Now then, it consists of a 4 nitrogen atom that surrounded by the magnesium atom. That means here the 4 nitrogen atom gets surrounded by the magnesium atom, and this chlorophyll pigment absorb the energy from the violet blue light and reflect into the green lights. That means they absorb the blue color light and reflect in the form of a green lights. That's why the plant get green in color. The chlorophyll A is the major pigment, and it is responsible for to the trapping of light, while other like as a chlorophyll B, xanthophyll, carotene are the accessory pigment. They also absorb, but they are not a convert. They transfer the energy to the chlorophyll A. That's why the chlorophyll A is a major pigment, and the color is that the green or the yellow, and it is found in the plant, algae, and bacteria, while as the chlorophyll B, carotene, carotenoids, xanthophylls are the accessory pigments. The chlorophyll B is a yellow in color, and they are found in the plants and algae, while as the carotenoid found in the plants, algae, bacteria, and the archaebacteria also. Now, that's why called as a chlorophyll A is a major pigment molecule, or chlorophyll A is the reaction center of a photosynthesis. Because why it is called as the reaction center of a photosynthesis? Because the light energy get converted into the solar energy. That means this is the exact location that of the conversion of a light into the chemical energy and the formation of a carbohydrates. That's why this is chlorophyll A is called as a reaction center of a photosynthesis. Now, why the plants are green? Now, the chlorophyll is located in the thylakoid membrane, okay, in the thylakoid membrane of a chloroplast. So, the chlorophyll is having a magnesium ion at the center, and this pigment, that means chlorophyll pigment, harvests the energy by absorbing a wavelength, different wavelength. Now, the red and the blue light. The blue light is having a 420 nanometer wavelength, while as a red light is having a 660 nanometer wavelength. That means these two wavelengths are most important wavelength for to the harvesting of energy. So the plants are green because the green wavelength is reflected. It is not absorbed. Okay, that's why. That means only blue and the red light get absorbed, while as a green wavelength get reflected, and due to that the plants are green in color. Now, the site of photosynthesis, where it is occur. There are the different kinds of organelles which are differentiated into the plants for to the specific function. So, the that means in the plant, the chloroplast is one of the most important organelle for to the photosynthesis. Now, this chloroplast or the chloroplast, this organelle present in the leaf. Okay, now look at this leaf. When we taking the section, at that that time, in that section, we are observing that this is the outermost epidermis, and inside that some of the cells like as a mesophyll cell, bundle sheath cell, and at the basal portion, this is the outer this is the lower epidermis in which the stomata are present. Now in this mesophyll cell, in the bundle sheath cell, the green color cells are present. Okay, now this is nothing but the chloroplast. Okay, the chloroplast, when we observing the single chloroplast, it is looking like as a double membrane structure. Okay, the membrane system is a double layer, that is outer membrane and the inner membrane. These are the two layer of the membrane. Inside that, the number of the thylakoids are present. Okay, now the single coin like structure called as a thylakoid. When such a number of the thylakoids are arranged one above the another, we call as a grana, and this grana is present in the liquid fluid called as a stroma. Okay, now here the chloroplast, look at this. This is the outermost epidermis. This is the inner, we call as the outermost membrane. It is the inner membrane. Inside that, this is a coin-like structure or circular structure we call as a thylakoid. A number of the thylakoids arranged one above the another called as a grana, and this grana is connected with the one common bridge. Now look at this. This is a common bridge we call as a stroma lamellae. Okay, now here the red color shows that the sugar molecules, and this is the ribosome. Okay, now here this is the chloroplast. Now when we observing this thylakoid, it look like as this. Now inside that, that means here this is a thylakoid membrane in which the light reaction is occur. Now here the chloroplast is having a three component main, that is a stroma, grana, and the thylakoids. Now the stroma, it is the inner fluid. That means here the inside that the inner fluid in which the DNA ribosome are present and called as a stroma. Okay, stroma. And in this stroma, the grana, which is having a stacks of a thylakoid. This is the grana. These are the this is the stacks of thylakoids. Now thylakoid, now here the single disc-like structure we call as a thylakoid. Okay, now and in this disc, this disc consists of a photosynthetic pigments. In that, the photosynthetic pigments are present. In these photosynthetic pigments, the light energy get absorbed and converted into the chemical or usable energy. So the photosystem is present, and in the photosystem, the chlorophyll A, that means we call as a reaction center. This is the reaction center of a photosynthesis, as well as some accessory pigments are present, and they absorb and they transfer the energy to the chlorophyll A as well as protein. That means here in this, the chlorophyll, accessory pigments, and the proteins are present inside this thylakoid membrane. Now the function of a chloroplast. The first function of the chloroplast is that the chloroplast is the main site of a photosynthesis. Now the main site of photosynthesis, here the two kind of reactions are occurred. That means like as a light reaction and the dark reaction. Now these are the two very important stages of a photosynthesis. Now the light reaction and the dark reaction both are occur in the chloroplast. So that in the chloroplast, the grana region is having, or it is essential for to the light reaction, while as stroma is essential for to the dark reaction. That means these are the two regions. That means grana and stroma, these are essential for to the light and the dark reaction. That means this is the exact location of that reaction. The second important of the second function of the chloroplast is that the synthesis of a protein. Now then here this chloroplast is capable for to the synthesis of a protein which are essential now, which are essential for to the structural organization of that chloroplast. Okay, now structural organization of the various. Okay, now so that the some photosynthetic pigments are also synthesized. That means not only protein but also the photosynthetic enzymes are also synthesized in the chloroplast. And the third function of the chloroplast is having, that means chloroplast is having its own DNA, so that its own genetic system, because of this its own genetic system, it take participate in the cytoplasmic inheritance. That means the heredity, that means cytoplasmic heredity, they can transfer from to the parents to offspring. So chloroplast plays an important role. That means these are the three functions of a chloroplast. Now the photosynthesis, there are the two kind of the stages. One is that the light dependent stage and second is the light independent stage. Now the light dependent we call as a light reaction and the independent we call as a dark reaction. Light dependent stage is again divided into the two types, that is a cyclic photophosphorylation and the non-cyclic photosphorylation. Now here look at this. This is the light dependent, that is a light reaction. This is the grana. Okay, while as the here this is the stroma. Now this is the fluid we call as a stroma. Here it is a light independent reaction. Now the light dependent reaction is occur in the presence of a sunlight and with the water. When they absorb, then they uptake the water, and at that time the cyclic and the non-cyclic photophosphorylation occur, in which the formation of a ATP, that means the two product of the light dependent reaction is that the ATP and the NADPH. Okay, so these two products are formed in the light reaction, and then after the formation of these two products, they are immersed into the stroma. At the night time the dark reaction occur with the help of these two products. That means these two products are essential for to the formation of a dark reaction, and this dark and then with the help of this ATP and the NADPH2 in the dark reaction they form a glucose. Okay, now this is the photosynthesis. Now we are focusing on the stages of photosynthesis, like as there are the two. I have already said that there are the two kind of stages, like as a light reaction that we call as a light dependent, and second is the light independent, that is a dark reaction. The light reaction occur in the grana and dark reaction occur in the stroma. Now look at this. This is a light reaction. This is the thylakoid. Okay, the number of the thylakoids get arranged. This is the stacks of thylakoid in which light reaction occurs with the help of water molecule. Okay, with the help of water, when this in the presence of sunlight, they liberate the oxygen and the formation of a ATP and the NADPH. Now this ATP and the NADPH get insert into the stroma, and at the night time the formation of a dark cycle. In the dark cycle, the Kelvin cycles, okay, super cycles are formed with the formation of a sugar molecule. Okay, and again this ATP and the NADPH2 get converted into the ADP to ADP and the NADP, and they get again absorbed by the light. They get absorbed by the thylakoid membrane at the time of light reaction. Now this is the stages we are focusing detail. Now the light reaction. What is the light reaction or the light dependent reaction? Now this is occur in the thylakoid membrane. Now, okay, the thylakoid membrane which are present in the chloroplast. Okay, now here in the chloroplast, the grana is a membrane bound sac-like structure present inside the thylakoid, and this grana, that means that this stack of the thylakoid, coin-like structure of the thylakoids are essential for to the gathering of a light. So this gathering of a light is called as a photosystem. Now here this photosystem having a large complexes of a pigments. Now there are the pigments now, like the chlorophyll A, B, xanthophyll and carotenes, as well as proteins. Now the photosystem is having a pigments and the protein molecule, and they play an important role during the light reaction. of a photosynthesis. Now there are the two kind of the photosystem, like as a photosystem first and the photosystem second. Now here what happened, that means under the light reaction, that means at the daytime the light energy get converted into the, now this light energy get converted into the two form called as the ATP and the NADPH. Now this is the important byproduct of a light reaction which are used in the second phase, that is a dark reaction biochemical phase. In that phase these two products are used. Now during these two products, now during the light reaction, the ATP and the NADPH are generated by the electron transport chain. Now that means these two products are generated. Now these two products are generated with the help of a two process or the two chain of a electron transport, in which the water is used and oxygen is produced. Now here the light reaction of the photosynthesis can be reduced into the two molecule of water and two molecule of the NADP plus the three molecule of ADP, that means adenosine diphosphate, and three molecule of a phosphate. Now here the formation of oxygen and the two NADPH and the three ATP molecules. Now here we are focusing on the two how the ATP and the NADPH form, that is with the help of a electron transport chain. Now the electron transport chain we call as a photophosphorylation. Now the photophosphorylation, it is the process of utilizing the light energy for the from the photosynthesis and convert into the ADP and the ATP. Now here, now this light energy get converted, that means convert utilizing this light energy, and it convert ADP to the ATP. Now here whole process of synthesizing this energy rich ATP molecule, transferring the phosphate group into the ADP molecule. Now this here the phosphate group get transferred into the ADP molecule in the presence of a light. Okay, so that there are the two kind of the stages called as a cyclic photophosphorylation, and second is that the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Now the cyclic photophosphorylation. Now the cyclic photophosphorylation, here this indicate that the photophosphorylation, now what is the first thing is the photophosphorylation. Now this process, that means conversion or the utilizing of the light energy. Now here what happened in that photophosphorylation, the movement of electron in a cyclic manner. Now for what? For synthesizing the ATP molecule. That means the ATP molecule, for the synthesis of the ATP molecule, the electron get moved in a cyclic manner. Now that's why it is called as a cyclic photophosphorylation. Now here in the cyclic photophosphorylation, the photosystem first is used and electron is circulated within a photosystem. So electron get circulated. Now this is a chlorophyll. Chlorophyll absorb the light. That means here they absorb the light energy, and here electron get excited. So due to the excitement, due to this excited electrons get upward in a direction. Okay, they move in an upward in direction, and again they move in a downhill direction. Okay, downhill direction. So here the electron transport chain is in a cyclic manner. Now here this electron get transferred from one place to another place. This is the path of electrons, in which the ADP, that means ADP and the one molecule of phosphates. Okay, now this ADP plus Pi get converted into the ATP, and then again electron get passed into the chlorophyll, that means photosystem P700. So here the excited electron, now this excited electron does not pass on to the NADP, but NADP. So there is no formation of a NADPH. So result here only the synthesis of a ATP. That means the cyclic photophosphorylation is essential for to the formation of a ATP, not a NADPH. So cyclic photophosphorylation is occurs when only the light wavelength beyond 680. Now that means means this cyclic photophosphorylation is occur only when the wavelength is beyond 680 and large amount of the 608, that means large amount of the availability of excitement. Okay, excitation. Now the plant cell is just, that means here the plant cells accomplish the ADP to ATP for the immediate energy. Now that means this cyclic photophosphorylation is the process for to the immediate energy formation of a cell. Now this process takes place in the thylakoid membrane, and the photosystem first is used, and the chlorophyll P700 is used. So the electrons are transferred back. Now these electrons which are comes from to the P700, and they get excited, upward movement, and then again downward, and the formation of a ATP, and again get revert or back to the chlorophyll P700. Here the NADP is not formed, and only the formation of ATP. So electron not here, electron get again pass or the back to the photosystem first. That's why it is a cyclic manner. So this is a downward movement of an electron from acceptor. Now this is the acceptor from to the P700, and result the formation of a ATP molecule. Now the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Now this is the process in the movement of an electron in a non-cyclic manner for to the synthesizing of a ATP molecule. That means the electron is a move in a non-cyclic manner for to the formation of a ATP molecule. So using this energy, using this energy from excited electron forwarded or the provided by the photosystem second is called as a non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Now look at this. Now in this non-cyclic photophosphorylation, the non-cyclic photophosphorylation, the movement of the electron is a downhill in terms of the oxidation reduction reaction. Now here what happened in that, the electron is used or the pass, that means here the photosystem, two photosystems are used, that is a photosystem second and the photosystem first. In the photosystem first, this is a chlorophyll molecule, they absorb the light energy, and the photosystem first, this absorb the light energy, and then the electron get excited. Okay, so this electron get accepted by the electron acceptor. Okay, so this is upward movement, and then the electron of this reaction get excited, they absorb the red light, and then this electron after the acceptance get passes into the one place to another place. This is that means here the electron get passed from one to another, and they again this is a downward process. Okay, this is the upward process, this is the downward process, and then this electron get absorbed by the photosystem first. Okay, that is a P700. Now here the electron in that reaction center of photosystem first are also excited. Now here this electron get also excited, and then when they receive a red light, they get excited and transferred to the another acceptor. Now this is another acceptor, we call as a primary electron acceptor. Okay, transfer into the another acceptor, and that has a greater redox potential. So this electron again then move in a downward or the downhill again. Okay, now this is again downhill, they move into the downhill, and the time of the molecule of the energy of a NADP. Okay, now this is the NADP molecule. Here what happened in that, the addition of the electron, now this electron get added into the NADP. Okay, so that the addition of this electron reduces. Now because of this electron, the NADP get reduced. Okay, so NADP here the NADP get reduced into the NADPH. Okay, plus H plus, the whole in the whole scheme of the transfer of electron from to the starting, that is a photosystem second, up to the upfield of a primary acceptor, and then again photosystem first, again excitement or the excitation of the electron, then again transfer into the another acceptor, and this finally downhill. Now this is the downhill to the NADP, which causing reduce of a NADP, okay, NADP into NADPH, okay. So that this is a Z scheme. Now look at this, this is a Z scheme process, and due to this characteristics of the Z scheme, it is called as a Z scheme, and this shape is a form when all the carriers are placed in a sequence on a redox potential. Now here what happened in that, here the water molecule get one of the important processes occur called as a photolysis of a water. Now here this is the only unidirectional movement of a electron. Now this is the only unidirectional movement. Here the electrons again not pass into the photosystem second. So here the electron, loss of electrons by the photosystem for second are occupied by the photosystem first. Photosystem first, and are not reverted back to the photosystem first, okay. So this is a unidirectional movement of electrons. Now here in this reaction, important thing is that the splitting up of a water molecule. Now here this water molecule gets split into the hydrogen, that means proton, and the oxygen. So it get reduced the NADP to the NADPH2. So electron is released from to the P700. Now this electron which is released from to the P700, it is accepted by the primary acceptor and finally passed to the NADP. Here the electron get combined with the proton. Now this combines with the proton, and the here the water molecule get split, okay. So here the photolysis of water takes place. Now these are the two important processes called as a cyclic photophosphorylation and the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Now this is the difference. Now this cyclic photophosphorylation, the first difference is that it occur in the cyclic manner, it is occur in the non-cyclic manner. The cyclic photophosphorylation, the first photosystem is used, while as the photosystem first and the photosystem second, both are used in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. The main reaction center of the cyclic photophosphorylation is the P700, while as the non-cyclic is at the P680. The one more important difference between that, the electron revert to the photosystem first, okay. The electron get revert into the photosystem first, while as the electron from the photosystem first get accepted by the NADP. That means they are not revert into the photosystem first. Second, so here the one of the important product which are formed, that means the ATP molecule, while as in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, NADPH and the ATP molecule are produced. Now here two molecules are produced, NADPH and the ATP. Here only ATP molecule. Here the cyclic photophosphorylation, water is not required, while as in the non-cyclic water is required, and here the photolysis of water is occur. So here the NADPH in the cyclic NADPH is not synthesized, while as in non-cyclic NADPH is synthesized. The oxygen is not evolved in the cyclic photophosphorylation as a byproduct, while as in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation, oxygen is evolved as a byproduct. Now this is the difference between the cyclic photophosphorylation and the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. This is the light reaction. Light reaction which is having got two stages, that is two stages, like as a light dependent and the light independent, that is a light dependent. Photosynthesis having got two stages, that is a light reaction and the dark reaction. In this video we are only focusing on the light reaction and their stages, that is a cyclic and the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. I hope you understand this video, that is a photosynthesis and the light reaction. If you like this video, please subscribe and click on the bell icon for further videos. That means for to the dark reaction. Let me here I say that thanks for watching. Thank you.